Both of you are on visas, am I correct?
We just moved out of a,
But the biggest question is,
probably for a lot of other people in our situation,
so why leave something like that to come to Thailand?
came over with carry-on luggage and start anew. We looked at every available visa option to us before we left.
95.9. Well, that's not too bad.
95.8.
You lifted your big toe. I hope this wasn't used. I'm glad you touched them and I didn't. This is what happens when you get older. You get two cakes instead of one.
Stars fall at my feet, keep me grounded as I reach higher than I see. Is there something there for me?
สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we've been back in town for a few days. Recently, a lot of foreign couples have been moving to Thailand. We've been meeting a lot of foreign couples, right? A few couples we know now moved to Hoi Hin, but for some reason now they want to move here to Pachuap Khirikan, where we live. Maybe because it's a slower lifestyle. On social media, you see a lot of single men typically coming to Thailand, but if you really live in Thailand and you live here like we do, and I've been here for 4.5 years, we see lots of families visit, lots of foreign couples moving here. Like I said, we have quite a few friends that are foreign couples. So we have this one couple today, Mick and Mary. We went to dinner with them last night. Good folks. They want to look at the cottage down the street or the room down the street. They want to move here to Pachuap Khirikan. They currently live in Hoi Hin as well. Good morning, Chuck. Editing his video here. Time for the new weigh-in. We are home. You ate again.
Yeah, I just had 2 cups of coffee.
Get your ass on the scale. You always have an excuse. 95.9. Well, that's not too bad.
95.8.
You lifted your big toe.
Bullshit.
Okay. Okay, 96.9.
Still 1 kilo.
Give me the damn phone. Back home again, PKK.
Yeah, welcome home.
Morning, Vince. How are you? We are heading to King Khao. Go eat breakfast. And Chuck is aggravating the dog over there. It's all tied, wrapped around the pole, so. There you go. Chuck the hero. There you go. You good to go.
I got shit on me.
Do you? Oh, I'm glad you touched them and I didn't. The cat just jumped up on the friendly one. Huh?
Animals know when they're a good person. You don't
Yep.
have to beg them to come.
Yeah, exactly.
Many one.
How are you, huh? How are you, huh? Well, normally I am not a person to celebrate my birthday, but since it's going to be all over YouTube, I might as well put it up here as well.
Another lap around the sun, bro. You made it.
We got you your favorites, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck.
It's like hardening your arteries while you're getting older.
There's Chocolate Man in Thailand and Fa.
What's up, guys?
Of course, Chuck and Paige. They were kind. They snuck out and got a cake and a lot of food.
We order.
Now, you guys know I don't eat junk food, but I guess I have to make an exception today. What do you think, Chuck?
I think it's all your favorites, man.
You don't mind it we get what you eat every day, do you? I mean, I know you eat this all the time, so.
Oh, this ketchup is good. You should save this kind. I would just drink it all.
Forgot about it.
There you go. This is what happens when you get older. You get two cakes instead of one.
This is what happens when you have a lot of friends. That'll be next year if you're Mexican.
Oh, wow.
What was that, Chuck?
Keep that thing for next
You're gonna
year.
feel really nasty. They ain't gonna feel bad all year long if anything happens.
you could put a link, send a link.
I copied the link.
Hi, happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did the discount now, huh?
The discount? Yeah, do you get senior citizen discount in Thailand? It's official. According to all these folks, I am now a senior citizen. You've always known you were old.
And Google.
And go, yeah, and Google. Googled it. Google said I'm a senior citizen. Can you, I hope this wasn't used.
See, Barry's gonna be really good in the neighborhood. Barry met you and he knows that you're full of shit.
No, I wasn't the one who lost 5 kilos in a day. Just remember that. Here, Chuck.
Smile! Smile! Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we call Aussie humor, right? Very good. Here, now you have a plunger.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Yep. Let's see. You got it, my man.
All right, talk to you soon.
Good to see you, man.
Bye-bye, Fa. Good seeing you again.
She's not a Yank. Don't call her Yank. She'll freak out.
Okay, so we are going up the street to show Mick and Mary one of these rooms up here, well, a room with a kitchen, because they're interested in moving here from Hua Hin. We're going to talk to them in a little while. Again, if you are interested in renting a room, here's the phone number. She has rooms available from 500 baht a night to 10,000 baht a month. Or I think the smaller rooms are like 8,000 baht a month. So let's go have a look in here.
Yeah.
While Mick and Mary's looking around, here's a look at the room.
3S bathroom.
And this place comes with a little kitchen area.
Yeah.
And it's 10,000 baht a month with all electric and everything included. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's all right.
Did you see the shower, the bath?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, let me
Triple
look in
S.
there. Let me look in, yeah. Typical Thai shower, yeah. But one thing for sure, you can't beat those views out there.
Yeah, yeah.
These rooms are 500 baht a night. I'm not sure of the monthly rate, you'd have to ask her, but this is what you get for 500 baht a night. Or I think it's 8,000 baht a month, just show you guys.
Oh yeah, without the kitchen.
Another Thai style bathroom, but refrigerator, wardrobe and everything. So if you guys are interested, call that phone number. Then you step out here and this is what you have.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, huh?
Khop khun nakhap.
Beautiful views. So I am going to sit here and talk to Mick and Mary about why they decided to retire in Thailand. I think this is a perfect place to talk to them. You guys contacted us on a Tiger Gift and Foreigner Joe Facebook page, said that you were interested in seeing this area and moving here, but you retired, right?
Yes.
And you retired to Thailand when?
January 20th.
And where do you live right now?
In Hua Hin.
Hua Hin?
Hua Hin.
Hua Hin has so much more. You have the malls, you have the big hospital right there, and it's only an hour and 10 minutes from here, but you have everything. So what makes you want to come to Patrop Kurikon after living in Hua Hin?
The peace and quiet, the beauty. Like, look at that. Why wouldn't you? You know.
We just moved out of a large, I suppose you could call it, tourist area in Australia. Well, one of the most well-known tourist areas, Surfers Paradise, which is full of tourists pretty much all year round, and we didn't want to go back into that sort of lifestyle. We enjoy Hua Hin because of everything that it has to offer there, but as Mary said, we want peace and quiet. And
To see real Thailand as well. it's less touristy here, so you get to get a feel for the people. It's a very friendly place, and yeah, it has everything that you could possibly want.
Yeah, well, we're staying a couple of nights in Prachuap itself. Yeah, it's a great little place.
There's all those food stalls we could. I don't think that we'd ever get tired of the food because there's.
Well, we went out to the Blue Monkey last night, which
Yes,
was,
we
what
did.
did you think about Blue Monkey?
Yeah,
Yeah, really
fantastic.
good, really
Great
good.
atmosphere.
You've been to the German restaurant, you like
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
But there's so many places around here that offer great Thai food.
Yeah,
A lot of coffee shops, of course you guys know that.
yeah.
But the biggest question is not so much why are you coming from Hoi Hin. Gift and I noticed this also. Seems like a lot more foreign couples are deciding to retire in Thailand now, and that's amazing because, you know, a lot of times folks think, oh, it's just a single man going, you know, the single older guy going to the touristy areas.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
go into that, but they don't realize there's so many families that visit Thailand. There's so many folks, foreign couples that want to live in Thailand. We know quite a few now. Our friends Mike and Sharon just moved to Phuket, and we have the other Aussie couple that just moved here in town, and we have Mike and Niccole. So there's many foreign couples really interested in Thailand. Now I know, Mary, you're originally from the U.S. and you actually went to Australia when you were 39,
38.
38. So you've been there for 25 years.
Yeah.
Now you have dual citizenship.
Yes, I did.
You met your husband online, I guess, back
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
25 years ago, and you guys been together ever since.
Been together ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, you live in a place in Australia,
Yeah.
beautiful town right on the ocean yourself,
Yeah.
beautiful tourist town.
Yeah.
So why leave something like that to come to Thailand?
Well, it's.
Thailand, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
I think personally, and probably for a lot of other people in our situation, have become disenfranchised with the way that the governments have been ruling their countries, Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain, to the point where the older people, and we're not at retirement age officially to receive a pension, just become disenfranchised with everything that the government had been putting the people through in COVID times. I never officially retired, but up until about 5 years ago, I was just doing casual work to keep busy, and it got to the point where COVID hit and all of the casual work dried up. So next thing you know, I'm just retired. Mary was lucky enough to be at home, continuing to work through
I was going to
COVID.
say I wasn't at home.
And I stayed home, so I became the house husband. But I had been talking about retiring in Thailand for a lot of years. I first came over here in 1988, and I had talked about it with Mary, and Mary has been over before as well, and we decided, yeah, that's it. Mary had a bad day at work with her managing director one Friday, came home and said that she'd had a run-in with him and was just fed up, and I said, quit. And she looked at me and, do you mean that? And I said, yeah, I've been telling you for a while. Finish up and let's do it, let's go to Thailand. And here we are, you know. So she went into work that Monday, handed in her notice. October last year, September, October last year, and we organised to sell everything, uproot, went and spent 3 months with my mum, my dear old mum, in Sydney before we left, and organised the tickets, came over with carry-on luggage and start anew, and here we are. But it's the same with a lot of people. We've seen through especially Facebook pages, Australians in Thailand and so forth, where people, they're not at the retirement age, but they are leaving and using their self-funded retirement money and just getting out of Dodge, pretty much, because they've had enough.
How is it with the visa? Because both of you, typically one person comes over and gets a visa, but both of you are on visas, am I correct?
Yeah. Well, we looked at every available visa option to us before we left, and originally we were going to apply for the OX visa, which in Australia you can apply for through the Thai consulate, which gives you a 5-year retirement visa, as long as you meet all the criteria, which we did. Now that visa gives you 5 years and then the option of a 5-year extension as well. What we have to do as Australian citizens to qualify to receive the pension is to be a permanent resident for a minimum of 2 years before we actually apply to receive the pension. Government rules. So that's effectively for myself 4 years time. So at the age of 65, if I apply by 67, which is the legal age you're entitled to the pension, you get that pension and then you can take it overseas, which is what they call portability. The other option is we can go back at 67, apply for the pension and get the pension straight away, but need to remain in Australia for a further 2 years until we are allowed to report the money overseas with us. For us, it's an unhealthy way, but it's our pension which we're entitled to, so we don't need to get it, but if we're entitled to it, why not? So we will go back. So we just ended up on we're going through the process now of a O visa with the requirements of having 800,000 baht in the bank each, which we did. We go back to immigration on the 4th of April, sign the papers, and we will get the 90-day initial retirement visa and then apply for the 1 year extension
of stay, yeah.
And then we'll take it from there.
We decided to both do it, just in case something happens. You know, if you tag on to your partner's visa, if something happens, say he's got to run home for a family thing, then I have to leave as well, where that might not always be.
Right, so you could have done a visa together if you wanted to?
We could have, yeah. And as
Do you know how that works?
Trailing spouse visa. Yeah.
And is it the same amount in the bank or?
No, there's no requirement for the trailing spouse to have the 800,000 baht in the bank. The other person does. But then that is only, I can't remember if it's a 3-month or a 6-month or a 9-month visa. But then you have to keep reapplying for that visa, where the other spouse stays on a 12-month visa.
Right.
So,
But you also could have had the option of what you would have had to live here for a year. That's the issue now. Before you were able to get a financial affidavit showing that you have 65,000 baht or more a month to transfer to Thailand.
That's right.
And in most embassies, that's no longer available, including the U.S. Embassy. I think there's still some that do it, but not all.
Well, the Australian one, you are able to keep your funds in country. So with the 5-year visa, that was the equivalent of $150,000 Australian each that we had to show.
Yeah.
Now we had that. We have separate superannuation funds, so we could have quite easily given them that documentation to receive the 5-year visa. Also with the OA and the O visa as well, the stipulation for the OA, which was a 12-month visa straight into it, was 800,000 for the OA, and the O was only 2,000 baht for the initial visa. I don't know what the supporting credentials are after that.
Yeah, you would still have to have 800,000 baht in a bank.
Yeah.
And now after the first year, after you get your first extension of stay, like from the day you get your visa, your extension of stay, if you started putting, each of you of course because you're on separate ones, 65,000 baht or more, bringing it into Thailand in your own bank
month.
account, separate bank account,
Yeah.
then the next year you could use that in lieu of the 800,000.
True.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's up to you. Some people don't want to keep that 800,000.
Yeah. If we want to take that 800,000 out when we do go back to Australia, we can. And then we will most probably apply for the OX visa for the 5 years plus 5. But that money is there to serve a purpose at the moment. We got it transferred over at a really bad rate at the time. So hopefully if the Aussie dollar rises by the time that comes around and we need to take that money out of the bank, we could make money. Pretty flexible about everything that we want to do. I do a lot of research before I do make decisions, and it was pretty well a last minute decision after looking at all the options on coming over and applying for the O visa here in Thailand instead of doing it over there.
Well, we're happy for you guys. Obviously, you feel the vibe here in Pacho Caricon, so
Yeah.
this is apparently where you guys want to be.
Plenty of options. We've got the freedom to choose whatever we want, and we're enjoying that freedom at the moment. We've got a lot of family and friends back in Australia that are looking at what we've done, that are now starting to think, is this a possibility for us?
Yeah.
I know my brother, he's a year older and coming up for retirement, and he and his wife are thinking about selling up their house and moving up the coast to a smaller place, smaller community.
Well, Thailand's not for everyone. I don't discourage people to come to Thailand. Do what you want, but if you're thinking about it, what I would recommend is they come to Thailand,
have a trip first.
have a trip here, maybe live as a local for 2 months, 3 months,
Yeah.
and then make a decision from there. Obviously, you guys been back and forth, so you know.
That's right.
But really, folks some can't deal with the weather, some can't deal
Yeah.
with the language barrier, some can't deal with the food or whatever the case may be. You know, it is a different lifestyle.
Yeah, if you haven't travelled, it can be a culture shock.
Yeah, so
You will miss a lot of things that are available to you in a Western country. But then there's so much more that this country can offer that Western countries can't.
So moving over here has been less of a culture shock for me than moving to Australia, because that was my first time trying to live in a foreign country.
Alrighty, guys. Well, again, thank you for this little interview. A lot of folks I know are interested in things like this, and they like to hear a different perspective. I'm with a Thai lady. You guys are a foreign couple, so it is somewhat different.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much for watching our video นะคะ Love you all นะคะรักทุกคนเลยนะคะบ๊ายบายนะคะ